Man, all the trailers we have to talk about this week are all horror movies. I can't even remember the last time I saw a horror movie.
Neither can I.
Like, I think I've seen some horror TV shows recently, but like even like the big ones, I didn't see It Follows. I didn't see Don't Breathe.
We should
I
see
don't
Don't
even know why
Breathe,
we're
though.
talking
I've
about
heard
them.
nothing but good things about Don't Breathe.
I've heard nothing but good things about a lot of horror movies. Actually, The Babadook is probably the last good horror movie I saw.
You know what? It's probably right. But there was fuck all trailers this week.
True.
The Pop Culture Master Race.
Does mother know you wear it for grace?
All your pop culture needs. And here are your hosts, Aiden Moongar and Brett Page.
Hello and welcome to the PCMR podcast, Pop Culture Master Race, home of TV shows, video games, movies, cats on laps, books. Sometimes. Have we ever talked about a book? I did talk about Harry Potter Curse of Child
We
once.
talked about that a little bit. A lot of
So
movies.
sometimes you
based
do
on-
talk about books.
A lot of comic books. They're books.
I do talk about those quite a bit.
There we go.
We've got some big small news for you this week. A lot of little tidbits, some rumors, some set photos, some tech news. We don't usually do a lot of tech news, but we've
Yeah.
got some of that.
It's pop culture, so I thought it's the big thing everyone's talking about.
Some teasing from Batman and the Joker. They're teasing us a little bit.
Yeah. A lot of
some
teasing and a lot of rumors.
and an upcoming TV show that might happen. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably. We'll see. Yeah. Also, some trailers. Like we said, we've got a bunch of horror movies, really. And one, I'm not sure if it's a horror movie, but it scares the shit out of me. So,
yeah, it definitely falls into the category.
all right. So let's. I was gonna say let's just jump into it. But do you have any? What have you been up to? What's new with you?
Fucking nothing. My life is pathetic. Oh, I did download. Oh, not download. I bought
Yeah,
the
bought
Marvel.
legally from somewhere. Yeah.
I actually did buy it legally.
Oh yeah.
The Marvel Ultimate Alliance games for my.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, got both of them remastered for my PS4 for $80.
Nice.
I'm still debating if I paid too much for them, but I got both of
Maybe
them.
that's like. I think for the PS3 version of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, I paid probably like $10.
Yeah, so I'm like debating, did I pay too much? I'm just gonna not think about it.
Nah.
But it doesn't really matter for me because I'm an adult with a job that pays me enough that I can buy something like that and not
Every now and then
have to
you can
think
buy
about
something
it too
stupid and
much.
go like, it was stupid, but
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can't go out and spend $500 willy nilly, but I can buy
That's
like a
true.
game like that and not have to think twice about it.
Also, you have no friends, so there's no one taking money
Yeah,
from you, really.
Yeah, there's no one to stop me. No one
No.
to stop me and say, "Hey, Brett."
Brett,
Maybe
that's a
that's not
terrible
a-
idea. Nah.
Yeah, the only one I have is like you, and you're like, "Yes, Brett, do the stupid thing."
Oh, yeah, spend all your money. No, go for it, man. What's that? You want to buy a golden cat? Sure. Fucking get one.
Yeah,
It's a great investment.
exactly. You're as horrible as I am.
Yep. I'm pretty damn bad. I did watch the roast of Rob Lowe. I know usually that's something we'd say for recommendations, but I've got some other stuff to talk about there. Yeah, I just watched that today. It was pretty good. It was mainly good because they got Ann Coulter there for some reason, and they just roasted the shit out of her. I think Jimmy Carr told her that she should kill herself.
Jesus.
Rob Lowe said that she was there so that pro-lifers could see what an abortion looks like up close. It was like, woo!
Jesus Christ.
They were brutal, and she bombed pretty hard. Like I think there was talk about online where she like just ditched all of the jokes that were written for her by writers. Like that was half the reason they got her, because like if she could like perform really well, it could show that these writers can like write really great jokes. But she ditched them and was just there like, hey, buy my new book. And the room was quiet. There was only one big laugh when she was talking about some guy, and it's like, oh, good one, good joke. And everyone laughed at that because like, haha, she's terrible. Oh, so it's pretty good. I'd recommend checking it out.
I've never actually watched one of those full comedy roasts.
They're fun. Like I think this one and maybe James Franco and Donald Trump be my favorite ones.
Jesus.
Yeah, the Justin Bieber one I think was okay, and the Charlie Sheen one is just okay, but the James Franco one is really good because it's basically like all of those Judd Apatow guys like Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, and all that, just like ribbing each other. So it's like it's a good.
So all those guys that are actually like friends and are actually all funny.
Yeah, so that was like one of the few where it's like, oh, it's a bunch of people who like they're friends. And this one was kind of funny because they're like, who the fuck are all these people? And like Ralph Macchio was there, fucking Karate Kid. He did surprisingly well. Yeah, he was a bit like kind of earnest and kind of like, you're not quite like a comedian, but you know, for someone who's like probably living in a dumpster these days, you did all right. Anyway, yeah, I'd recommend that. Let's get into some news. I think the first thing we've got here is some set photos for a villain reveal, almost, I guess, if you haven't been following all this news and know pretty much everything about it outside of the plot. Shocker. Now, Brett, are you familiar with the Shocker?
A little bit. He's got like those gauntlets that like shock people.
Yeah, I was good on you for not making a joke about fingering a woman's butthole or any butthole. You know, I half expected you to go there, but no, you stayed on topic, stayed on target. Yes and no. Like, there's a part of me that's like, do I want him to make that joke or do I want to make that joke? Let's see where this goes.
Aiden, I have the utmost respect for the art form of comic books. I would never make such a tasteless joke.
Yeah, we would not resort to jokes. The coward's way. No.
Who the hell is making
we've got
loud noises in my building?
We've got some set photos of the guy. I think Bokeem Woodbine is who's reportedly playing. We can't quite tell.
I have no fucking clue who that is.
He was in the last season of Fargo, which you did not see.
Haven't seen it yet.
It's real good, apparently. I've only seen the first season. Haven't seen the second season yet. But I trust people coming out of that show. A lot of good actresses coming out of that show. It looks good. Like, it looks pretty much like what I'd expect Shocker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to look like. I'm hoping that his face is... Like, the costume has some kind of quilted elements to it, because a lot of the jokes made at Shocker's expense are about how, like, his costume looks like a quilt. And I feel like you take that out, that's a lot of material gone there.
Probably.
Are you typing? Are you ignoring me? No. I'm trying to talk about
my microphone stand's falling apart. That's what's happening.
Your life's falling apart, Brett. This
podcast
is falling apart.
It's been happening for a long time, Aiden. It's not news.
But no, I'm pretty excited to see him. I want to see some like other crazy like Spider-Man villains. Like I want this to lead towards the superior foes of Spider-Man kind of a thing. Like I know I've talked about that a lot. Do you remember what that is?
Isn't it like all of Spider-Man's villains all get together and try and take him down? Is that it?
That's a good guess, but no. It's a bunch of like D-list Spider-Man villains get together to try and form the new Sinister Six. There's only 5 of them. And it's like a comedy. Okay, it's like a comedy thing.
I was kind of sort of close. I had the right idea.
Yeah, they there's not a lot of interaction with Spider-Man. It's kind of just like a fun kind of like Suicide Squad, but without the government interference and I don't know, the boringness of it. Oh, shots fired. No,
shots fired.
But it's like a short run. It's 17 issues. It's really funny, and it's got a bunch of like D-list characters in it. And Shocker's in there, and he's really funny. So I'm thinking in this movie, he's just going to be kind of like a throwaway, kind of 1 or 2 scenes where he's doing some shit, and it's someone for like Spider-Man to take down and be like, hey, wonder where all these crazy people are popping up from. Where are they getting all this tech? And then we get introduced to the Tinkerer, and then the Vulture is like the main villain. That's my kind of
I'd like to see it like that, because I really don't want it to do what the freaking third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie did, where they just got bogged down having too many villains and trying to have
you don't need to get bogged down
main storylines between these villains.
You don't need a main storyline for him. I think he should be like a bank robber. You have a cool scene, and then that's it.
Kind of like freaking Crossbones was in Civil War. He was there for one scene.
Or Batroc the Leaper and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's like, they don't need to be in all of it. It can just be one person to set up other things.
So I think that's like a good way. Marvel has like a good track record of like, here's like a cool villain, they get a cool scene, and they're gone. That's what we need for the Shocker.
Yeah, definitely. So Tinkerer and
Vulture.
Vulture. I almost said Voltron. I'm like, no, that's not right.
The Tinkerer, and then 5 lion cats robots will just form together to fight Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was actually a Japanese Spider-Man series where he had a giant robot, and it was basically like Super Sentai Power Rangers kind of thing, but Spider-Man.
I love that.
It's pretty great. Like they mention it a lot in Spider-Verse, the comic where like a bunch of Spider-Man from different dimensions come together, and he's like their trump card. They're like, oh no, everything's gone wrong. Oh look, it's Japanese Spider-Man, and he's brought his giant robot. Haha! It's like,
Jesus Christ. Yes, I need to see this.
it's pretty good. I would like to see that a Spider-Verse where that happens on the big screen. That would be amazing. Brett, I'm reading this list here on a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which does not explode, but the new Samsung Note 7
Yes.
apparently does.
Yes, it is a really recently released. And is this like, what is like a week after its release? Something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, something like a week after, already like 2.5 million phones already sold, and now they have to do a massive recall.
Yeah,
because apparently these phones are exploding.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I'm sure most people know by now because it's huge news. There's a problem with the battery when it's charging, the battery will catch on fire. And it's going to be...
It's not a design feature you kind of want in a phone. Like, no one's looking like, well, I just wish my phone would set on fire. I need some fire right now. Phone, create fire. That's not what people are after.
No. So, they're having to recall so many phones, and like, there's basically, you can either take your phone back and they'll give you a new one that doesn't explode, or they'll just full on give you your money back. So this is actually going to be a huge loss for Samsung, like a huge...
It's going to cost them like $1 billion, something like that.
Yeah. And like, I'm just like, how does something like that get through the production testing phase?
I feel like it must be like something, or like after a certain number of hours, or like people charging their phones for too long or something. Something they didn't anticipate, because they're like, no, you follow the instructions and you do this, and then not anticipating the people like, but what if I did this and just hit it with a hammer and then it explodes?
They've got to anticipate for the dumb.
That's true, but there's some things you can't test for, like
and if think of it
with Skyrim on the PS3. When like after a certain number of hours, your file will just like corrupt, because like how are they supposed to anticipate for 80 hours into the game? Because they're constantly like rebuilding the game, rebuilding it, and you're like, oh okay, we've put it out there, we've got all the bugs, but you can't quite see all the bugs until it's out in the hands of dumb people.
Man, let's not compare this to bugs in Bethesda games.
That's true. It's a little bit more dangerous than bugs in Bethesda games.
For about half an hour in Fallout 4, my guy was... Like, I basically jumped, and he freezed mid-jump, so his hands were in the air, one leg was up. And just for half an hour, he was like that. And I was walking around, and his body was moving around just in that pose.
That's not good.
This
is a little different, a little bit more dangerous than a Bethesda bug. No, this is like a big loss of them. Also, the iPhone is supposed to be announcing the iPhone 7, or Apple is supposed to be announcing the iPhone 7 like next week.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't come with fucking headphones.
No, that's...
No headphone jack, because apparently the headphones you get are wireless.
Like, I like that idea and I hate it at the same time, just because like you can get headphones that go with everything, like headphone jacks. They're working on my MacBook right now. They work on my phone.
That is the great thing about something like a headphone jack. It's fucking universal.
It's so great that it's universal, but Apple doing this means that people are going to start doing that bullshit thing where like, oh, there's going to be no headphone jack. Everything's going to have like their own little thing. Yeah, it's just going to fuck with everything. Now, maybe this could work if like they're going to rely on Bluetooth. So like pretty much everything is Bluetooth at this stage. If they're just relying, like everything's going to become like wireless Bluetooth things, that might be okay. But I'm going to miss having that auxiliary thing there. It's really useful.
Yeah, it's just, as I was going to say, I'm currently recording this wearing a $200 pair of like over-ear headphones. And I use them for everything. When when I'm on a train or whatever, listening to music on my phone, I'll plug these in my phone because I like them. I bought them because I like the audio quality they give. So this new iPhone is basically saying, hey, Brett, you can't use these fucking $200 headphones you invested in so you can listen to music in a good quality wherever you go.
It's some bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck you, Apple.
Like,
then
it's
again,
like both of these companies are fucking over. It's kind of like the US election where you don't like either option. Like one is like, oh, that's gonna set everything on fire, but this thing is gonna just inconvenience me to no end and cost me money because I'll have to buy all their proprietary bullshit. You make up your own mind which is which, but neither option is good. I don't like either option.
you know what? That is actually the best comparison. I think we need to end that story there just because they end on that great comparison.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Brett, what's next?
Episode 8 of Star Wars. We're hearing some mad rumors about a little green man who might possibly be there.
Ooh, I actually haven't heard these rumors. So you're going to have to break this shit down for me. No.
Well, the biggest Yoda. It's obviously there's rumors that Yoda's going to be in it. And, well, the biggest thing is that Frank Oz, who voices Yoda, they've seen him on set for it.
Now, he could be just voicing some random alien. I think people should take that into consideration. Yes, he is the voice of Yoda, but he's also the voice of a lot of things. The guy's a prolific artistic entrepreneur. He's directed, he's done voice work, he's written. He could be doing a number of things.
Yeah. And there's also this other thing. Apparently some girl on Reddit said, apparently that she was at some Star Wars museum or convention or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. And there was one of the Yoda puppets there at it. And she heard some of the people running the exhibition and whatever talking about, oh yeah, this is the backup puppet. They've got the real puppet on set right now at the new Star Wars film. And this is just some girl on Reddit saying it. So, there's not...
It could be bullshit. A lot of bullshit rumors get posted on Reddit.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of validity in the statement, but a lot of people are looking at that and looking at the fact that Frank Oz has definitely been seen on set and saying, yep, Yoda's there. So it's a rumor. It might be happening. There could be some cool, training sequence where, Luke is training Rey and it's Ghost Yoda comes down to help him train her.
That could be cool. Yeah, I guess Force Ghosts could still be around, and that's okay. But at the same time, I'm kind of
yeah,
I don't need Ghost Yoda.
Yeah, it could be something that happens, but and with the thing about the puppets on set, I'm at this point, would they really use the puppet?
I feel like they kind of would, because that's what they've been going for, especially with Episode 7, where a lot of it was a lot of practical effects. I feel like they would try and go a practical effect puppet, because the CGI one looks kind of weird. Yeah,
but at the same time, this girl in a Reddit post was saying they're using the same fucking puppet they used in the original movies. I was I don't think they'd do that. I think they'd use a new puppet.
I don't think Rian Johnson would do that. I feel like that's something J.J. Abrams would definitely do. He'd be like, oh yes, give me the original puppet. I'll put it in there. Oh, practical effects. I'm as good as these other filmmakers.
Am I sensing some hostility towards J.J. Abrams right now?
No, he's fine. I like his films. I feel like he, he's not original. He takes a lot of ideas and stuff and presents them again as hey, does everyone remember this? He's kind of like the series Stranger Things if it was a person.
Okay, I feel ya.
Mm-hmm.
Not there's anything wrong with that. We love.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
And we
but
love
it's
the Force
not.
Awakens.
Force Awakens was great fun, but yeah, he just has a lot of maybe too much reverence in the old ways instead of trying to contribute to something new. But I don't know. That's a personal opinion. That's a discussion for another time. I don't know if I want a Yoda in Episode 8. If it's good, if it adds to the story, and if it creates some cool character dynamic for Luke Skywalker, maybe. But if it's just there to hey, here's Force Yoda Ghost thing, it's get the fuck out of here. That's useless.
I really don't care either way, to be honest. If he's there, cool. If he's not needed.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead. Let him be dead.
True. All right, this other thing is another thing I didn't look up, so you're going to have to take the lead on this one.
Okay, so Adam Scott, as we know him as Ben Wyatt from Parks and Recreation, and Craig Robinson, who's that black dude. I know I've seen him, I don't know what he's in.
He's in This is the End He's in Hot Tub Time Machine. He's currently in Mr. Robot. He's in a lot of things, man. You've seen him in stuff.
I've definitely seen him in things, but I just can't pinpoint anything in my brain that I know he's been in.
All of these things I just listed.
Well, now.
Mm.
But yeah, they are making a TV show that they're calling kind of like a comedic X-Files.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So it's kind of like, one of them is like really like, aliens are here, you know, that kind of guy.
Mm.
The other one's very like, very skeptic. And they end up somehow working for this government agency to investigate unusual occurrences that have been happening over Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. So
And
is this going to
obviously-
be like a kind of a slapsticky, spoofy kind of comedy or a more kind of snarky kind of comedy? What kind of comedy have they kind of described it as?
It didn't really say much. All it kind of said is that general plot. That, you know, they're working for this weird government agency investigating these mysterious things happening in Los Angeles. Like, taking into account the kind of humor that I know Adam Scott and Craig Robinson have had, I think it's going to be more, like, less slapsticky, more like...
More dry, I guess?
Yeah, more dry.
They're very kind of dry people. Like, the humor is very kind of like dry delivery. They're usually both straight men for comedy. So it'd be weird seeing two kind of like straight men of comedy go up against ghosts.
Yeah, and aliens. Aliens.
Oh, aliens, sorry.
Yeah, it's like they're calling it a comedic X-Files. So, I don't know. I reckon this could be something cool.
This could be
Like,
interesting.
It's currently just in... I don't know if it's just a rumor at this stage or if they're actually started development of... I don't know what stage it's in,
Okay.
but it's definitely something that they're trying to make
Well, it's got
happen.
two big names in comedy attached, so it's obviously moving somewhere. I'm probably going to see like a pilot season next year, I'd say. Unless it gets picked up by one of the streaming services, then it's probably... Unless it's like Amazon, because Amazon only do like pilots and then one show, maybe. But, yeah, for everything else, it's going to be like, hey... Here's a full season. Go ahead, do it.
Freaking everywhere streams movies and shit now. Did you know?
There's so many
Did you know that
services.
Vimeo have now their subscription movie service?
They do? Fuck me, dude.
Yeah,
So many things.
I bought a comedian's comedy special last night, and I had. To
Oh yeah,
watch-
I've done that before. Like I bought a documentary on Vimeo once, or two.
Yeah.
I
well,
bought,
I bought a comedy special on Vimeo for like $5.
There was one by 3 Inches of Blood. They did a documentary about a tour they did in Canada. I bought that one, and another one that was about the Botswana metal scene. Bought those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, for starters, I didn't even realize till last night that you could do that on Vimeo. But then I realized at the same time, it's not only that, but it's its own whole streaming service.
And they got a big thing.
Yeah, it was news to me.
There's so much shit out there, man. Like it's crazy. You can get anything anywhere.
Well, I like Amazon. I get a lot of things from Amazon. Oh, YouTube. YouTube also has a service where you can freaking literally buy, like, you can rent movies on it.
It's crazy expensive though. It's like more than I'd be willing to pay. Like I could literally go and do this somewhere much easier. Like it's blah.
Well,
Fuck
I
spinning.
watched a movie on that service on YouTube the other day. I paid $2 to watch it.
Oh, that's not so bad. What movie did you watch?
A Chronicle, actually.
Oh,
I'd never watched it before, and I thought it was there for like $2 rental. So I'm like, hell yeah!
what'd you think?
I thought it was definitely better than Josh
Fan
Trank's.
Stick?
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
Josh Trank's other movie, which we will not name.
Yeah. No, like that was people were like, oh, he's good, and then Van Foster came along and was like, oh, yeah, that was a fluke. Okay, that's
I wouldn't say it was a fluke. I
Mm.
just think he took too big of a step between the movies, and just like
yeah.
two
He
movies
needed
did are so insanely different things.
like a stepping stone. Like that's what's good. Like I feel a little bit more confident about the director of Black Panther because he took like that stepping stone with Creed, where he started kind of Fruitvale Station, which is like an indie film. It's like okay, and then he did Creed, which is slightly bigger. It's got a bigger cast, bigger budget, more expectations. Did well. So now next step, big old superhero movie. See how he does. Like I feel like I would like a few more steps in there just to get like a bit more like kind of, you know, secure, like, oh, I'm good at this, I know what I'm doing. But, you know, Creed is a like he didn't fuck up Creed, and that's like a big stepping stone, really. So yeah, good on you, guy whose name I can't remember right now.
As I said, I just trust Marvel by this point. They haven't
fair.
let me down yet.
No, they're at worst it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, at worst.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's talk about something you might know about.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman.
Oh yes, our boy Aquaman. Well, it's your boy. This is your boy. You like them fish stuff.
Do I? Yeah, I mean, yes. There's fish
Yeah.
and stuff.
You're a fishy fuck. Aquaman, basically the Thor of the sea, saw that Thor was shooting in Australia and said, "Hey, we're the Thor of the sea. We'll do that too." So Aquaman will be filming in Australia in the summer of 2017.
Now, the article I got this from, it didn't specifically say whether it was the Australian or the American summer, because obviously it was a fucking American site I was reading. So I'm just like, surely it would be the Australian summer, right? Because who the fuck films a film like that in winter?
That's true. Although I assume a lot of it would be like in like Fox Studios or something. So
Yeah, but being Aquaman, there's going to be a lot of scenes like in the water.
so there's going to be like a lot of studio stuff, but I guess they'll also be doing some stuff. I guess Queensland now has like a booming film industry because I assume it's going to be shot in Queensland, like Queensland or
Yeah.
Sydney.
It'll be Gold Coast because that's where Warner Brothers Studios is.
That's true. That's true. You got me there. Yes, Thor is shooting in Queensland. Pirates of the Caribbean shot in Queensland. I think The Wolverine was shot in Sydney as well.
Yeah.
At least I'm not sure. I know that the last Wolverine movie was definitely had scenes shot in Sydney and in Australia. I'm not sure if this new one was also filming in Australia. But yeah, like a bunch of films are getting shot there. That's good, I guess. It's good that films are getting.
Well, it puts money into our economy.
Um,
And we can just go visit my dad in the Gold Coast and try and meet some famous people.
I think I just need like a really good like DC film first before I can get excited about anything. Like Suicide Squad was fun, and I think we were much more lenient towards it than most other people.
Here's a weird thought I've had.
Mm.
Because I've watched a bunch of reviews for it, and I feel like Australians are the ones that have liked it more.
We seem to be a lot more lenient on it. Like there are a few like Australian, like the Sanspants radio guys really hated it, but like most Australians I've heard talk about it's like, yeah, it was fine. So it's like, I feel like we were a lot more
So you
lenient
agree with
towards
me?
it.
It seems like a lot of Australians are a lot more.
It might
nicer
be
to it than
mostly
Americans.
because like we see Margot Robbie and we're like, she's fine. She did well.
Oh, and Captain Boomerang.
And Captain Boomerang, yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. And then I was like, it's the one film that Jai Courtney isn't completely shit in. So it's like, good on you, Jai. You tried your best.
Oh, he
and
wasn't
we all love Will
complete
Smith here for
shit
some
in
reason.
The Terminator. He wasn't complete shit. I mean,
He was just bland in Terminator. That's the problem.
He was
Like
pretty
he's just
bad, but he wasn't complete shit.
yeah. I don't mean complete shit as in he's just like an awful actor. I mean just like he doesn't bring anything interesting to the table most of the time.
But yeah, Australians just seem to like it more than other people.
Yeah, I need like one like a DC movie that blows me away and like knocks it out of the park. I'm just like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. Like I'm hoping Wonder Woman is that because 4 films in a row to fuck up it's too much. It's too fucking much, man. So yeah, if Wonder Woman is good, then I can be like, okay, cool. I'm excited for Aquaman. If not, I'm gonna be like, Aquaman is happening for some reason because of contracts, I guess.
Let's be fair though, even if Wonder Woman is shit and they continue to be a shit, we'll continue to watch it no matter how much we say we won't.
I sure do love a train wreck, and this is just a dumpster fire of a train wreck. So I'll keep watching these to see, like, I mean, the next one can't be that bad, can it? Oh wow, that's awful.
Yeah,
I want these to be good. Like, I'm really hoping, like, Ben Affleck's Batman will be good because he's a great director, and he'll be directing that one. It's got Jeff Jones writing it. One of these has to be good. Like, one of them has to be good, right?
You were saying the same thing before Batman v Superman. Like, it's got to be good. Like, it's Batman and Superman. It has to be good. There's no way it's not good.
And now I'm not saying which one will be good outside of maybe the Batman. I'm just saying one of them has to be good. Like, law of averages, like, a clock is right twice a day. A broken clock is right twice a day. Like, come on. One of these has to be good at some point.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of things that are good, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy have some news for us. Rumours.
Yeah.
They have been teasing.
They tease. Not test like I wrote on our show notes.
No, they've been teasing that maybe the next thing they'll team up on. Sorry, burp there. For DC Animated, will be Hush and Death in the Family. Now, Death in the Family, I feel like maybe we don't need, because we've already seen like the best scene from that in Batman Under the Red Hood. But I would love to see an adaptation of Hush. That would be great. Or The Long Halloween. Or, those would all be great adaptations.
So basically, here's where their little teasing of it came from. It was at an expo in Canada, I don't remember which one, and they were on a panel together. And one of them turns to the other one, I don't remember which it was, because I don't look into details on these stories, because I'm not good at my job.
No, we're not real journalists.
Yeah, we're not real journalists. So one of them turns to the other one and says, hey, how about we do an animated film adaptation of Hush? And the crowd goes wild, and as soon as the crowd shut up, the other one turns to him, what about one of Death in the Family? And the crowd goes wild again. So that's where it came from. It's like, that could just be them fucking around, or at the same time, it could be them actually kind of teasing.
I'm just happy to be getting stuff that isn't like, and here's the free same Frank Miller shit again. Like, fucking move away from Frank Miller. There's a bunch of other great Batman writers and Batman stories out there. Like, I'm just happy for that. It's like, good, do some other stuff. We've done Batman Year One. We've done The Dark Knight Returns. Like, fucking never do any of that again. I was not happy that they used it as a basis for Batman v Superman. It's like, that's done. Like, we literally had a 2-hour animated Dark Knight Returns film. Dark Knight Rises just happened, which took a lot of elements from the Dark Knight Returns. Don't need any more. Let's do some other shit. And Hush is a great thing. Hush would be great. I'd love to see an animated version of that.
Tell me about Hush.
Hush is basically, it's about this guy who grew up with Bruce Wayne. It's kind of like he's the guy who has like a bunch of bandages wrapped around his face, and he basically like steals Batman's identity. And it's this big kind of like, who is this guy in all the bandages? And it turns out like he takes off the bandages and holy shit, it's Bruce Wayne. But it's not Bruce Wayne. It's this his friend, a surgeon, who's like stitched his face up to look like Bruce Wayne, and is trying to like ruin his reputation. And there's a bunch of like cool little villain interactions in it. It's pretty fun. It's like a cool little mystery.
You know what? They did that a little bit in the Batman Arkham Knight game. That guy was in it.
Oh yeah,
not to spoil it, but
he's a fun character. So I'd like to see Hush on, well, not the big screen, but on like an animated film.
Yeah, animated films are fun.
They are fun.
Anyway, anything else on that, or do we want to move on to something you probably know more about than I do?
No, let's move on. I want to see more of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill just taking on some classic Batman stories.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people had mixed opinions about The Killing Joke, but I liked it, and I'd like to see them do some other stuff as well.
I still thought, like, the first bit of The Killing Joke went on far too long.
Yeah. Like, once it got to the actual Killing Joke story, it's when it got good.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Marvel news, because we've been talking about DC for too long for people who are both Marvel bitches. We need to get back to our grand overlords.
Yes. Yes.
They are talking. They really do. Have you got that Marvel check yet? That's coming in. Ooh, it's some good money. Just to shit on DC. They've got they've got a new TV show they're workshopping at the moment. There's no creative teams involved yet, but the basic idea, it's the New Warriors, which is another kind of superhero team in the Marvel Universe. It's going to have like a comedic bent to it, and it's going to star mainly Squirrel Girl, who is a delightful character who I would like to see on the big screen.
And who the internet is now pretending to know.
Well, I knew. because I'm currently reading The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. It's a good book. It's a good series.
But
I'm
like, since this has been announced, like, everyone on the internet has been like, "Oh my god, Squirrel Girl!" And I can 90% assure you that half the people did not know who Squirrel Girl was before this news came out.
She has a niche kind of fan base, and those who know her are kind of like, yeah, she's great. Like, she's, especially in the current run, they've kind of made her look a bit kind of frumpy, kind of dumpy. She's kind of like a funny character. So yeah, that's why, like, you know how there's that rumor going around, like Anna Kendrick was saying, "Hey, I'd like to be Squirrel Girl. That'd be great." I wouldn't like to see her do it because she's a bit too pretty for Squirrel Girl. I'm much more on the train of people saying that Barb from Stranger Things should be Squirrel Girl. That's more like what Squirrel Girl looks like in my mind.
True, but at the same time, Hollywood like to make everyone look prettier.
Yeah, but don't make Squirrel Girl pretty. That's kind of like what makes her interesting, is that she's just kind of this weird, kind of frumpy, dumpy chick who is the most unbeatable character in all of Marvel comics. Like, it's
Really?
hilarious. Yep, she's defeated Thanos, she's defeated Galactus, she's beaten pretty much every big, like, Marvel villain. That's
How
kind of,
she beat Galactus.
Yeah,
Fantastic
even like in the
Four
most
only
recent
able
issue,
to do
she-
that with the freaking Ultimate Nullifier.
that's what she did in, like, the most recent issue that I read. She just, like, defeated him straight up. It's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna come and eat the Earth," and she's like, "No, don't do that," and punched him a bunch and hit him with some squirrels, and now he's not doing that anymore. Oh, and Doctor Doom, she defeated him a bunch.
I have no words.
It's funny, like, in context, it's funny.
It's
She's a great character.
I literally can't form a sentence right now.
Go and read Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. It's a great one. It's her first, like, usually she's just been like a side character. She's also been like the babysitter for Luke Cage and Jessica Jones' daughter for a while there, and I think New Avengers. So that's what she was doing. She's currently in the New Avengers at the moment in the comics, working with the new AIM, which is like Avengers Ideas Mechanics. It's being run by Sunspot, one of the mutants. But yeah, her solo stuff is super cool. She's a great little character. I enjoy her.
Okay, I might look into it because it still seems so weird to me that a character called
Marvel
Squirrel
is
Girl
really
can be
weird.
Galactus.
Like, I get why some people don't like the Marvel stuff because it is very kind of like, this is all too silly and it's ridiculous. But I'm like, I like the kind of sillier, kind of like, hey, it's just a bit of fun aspect of it.
Well,
But I
see,
feel like
some
DC takes
things
itself
they
a little too seriously.
Some things in Marvel are pretty funny and pretty silly, but then there are other ones that are kind of serious. It just depends, which character you're reading, which run you're reading, all that kind of stuff.
It really does. It really does.
So,
Yeah, I'm more a fan of the comedic kind of stuff where it's like relatable but funny, but kind of it's got a lot of commentary on like society and stuff. I don't know. It's just some dumb fun, really. End of the day.
Dumb fun.
True. Let's get into some trailers, man.
Yeah. There was fuck all trailers, so we just kind of picked the first three we saw that was something.
Yeah, we were this close to just doing some fucking fan trailers, but
Yeah. It's so weird. It's like the first time we've ever done it. We're like, fuck, there is no new trailers.
nothing. Like, I haven't even heard like, and here's like a new trailer for Star Wars or a new Luke Cage trailer. Nothing. There's nothing happening at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of the time we're getting towards where the release of everything is happening. So
That's true. Well, we're coming up pretty close to the fall TV season, and all like the superhero shit is about to come back in like next month or so.
yeah, I think it was like last night I was messaging you. I was like, oh my god, I got all these shows that I watch starting the next month and a half. Pray for me.
Like, we've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back real soon. Luke Cage is going to start up. We've got fucking Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Walking Dead. A whole bunch of shit's coming up soon.
American Horror Story, not that you.
Oh
watch
yeah,
it,
American
that you
Horror Story.
totally
Like,
should.
I think this might be the first season that I'll actually like watch. Like, I keep meaning to like it's. I know it's on Netflix and I can watch like season 2, but there's too much. Like, I'm watching Narcos at the moment and Mr. Robot, and that's like.
You need to properly watch through season 2 of American Horror Story, man. You will love it.
I know I will, because it's got aliens and stuff.
And
But
Nazis and and
I'll get
serial
round to it.
killers. And,
This new season looks like it could be interesting. I do like mutant freaky people in the hills. Like if that's what it's going to be, then I'm down for that.
it's kind of here's something we should have talked about but haven't. It's kind of leaked what the new theme of the American Horror Story is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Basically, what they've done with this season is they've just released a bunch of teasers and like we're not going to tell you the theme of this season. And all these teasers are completely different, but only one of them is right.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting promotional concept. But basically, what's happened? Some guy who still has a paper subscription to the TV Guide.
Oh yeah.
Like people used to do in the 90s.
Mm.
And these TV Guides, they like to go a month in advance. And he looked at where it said that American Horror Story was airing, and they called it American Horror Story in the Mist. So if that TV Guide thing is right, and you know if it's not fucking Photoshop in the first place, which totally could be.
Could be that, yeah.
It's very likely that it's going to be the one of the weird mutant creature thing along the train tracks. You seen that one?
Oh yeah. That could be good. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. It would be the first real, soiree into the whole monsters thing, because they've done vampires, they've done ghosts, they've done aliens, they've done clowns. They've done
Carnival
serial
freaks
killers.
or sideshow freaks. Yeah, I know. I'm down for monsters. Monsters is great. Speaking of monsters, witches, Blair Witch.
Did you ever watch the original Blair Witch Project?
I did. I watched it. I was in a scout hall. It was like midnight. It was like a sleepover or something, and I watched it, and I was like,
I
"Oh, this is
remember
kind of
those.
spooky." Yeah, I think we watched that and Doom, and I thought Doom was kind of real dumb, and I thought this one was kind of like, "Oh yeah, this is freaking me out a little bit."
I never watched it. Should I?
Yeah, like watch it like late at night, and then see if it does anything for you.
Okay. And this one here, is this meant to be like kind of like a reboot, but not, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like in the same vein of like that Evil Dead reboot, where it's kind of like yes and no, depending on who you ask,
Yeah, like it's
depending on how
definitely
you
not-
interpret it, kind of thing.
Like, the way I'm understanding it, like, it's definitely not a sequel, but it's not a reboot in the fact that it's not the same characters and the same story. It's just kind of like something else about the Blair Witch, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the next chapter kind of thing. Oh, hold on a second.
Phone ringing.
Yeah. All right, where were we talking about? Blair Witch. Yeah, so this one, it looks kind of interesting. I like that it's not a straight up kind of what's that genre called? Found footage. They're kind of doing it where like it's a perspective thing, where like the camera will take the perspective of something, and like it's kind of taking like that aesthetic of found footage, but without being like, hey, there's no one's actually holding a camera. That's some bullshit. People holding a camera thing. Let's just have it like the camera's in a bunch of places, but it's kind of a point of view, kind of cool
See,
aesthetic thing.
In this day and age, I don't know why they just do. They're wearing GoPros around their necks.
They could
They
just
totally
do that.
could.
Like there was a good a Doctor Who episode where because like we're far in the future, we can just fuck with it. People don't need to be wearing cameras. Like they were it was like all from like the point of view, like eye perspective kind of thing. So like, there's little cameras in people's eyes. So that was like, that's clever. You don't have to have your actors wearing some bullshit, and that's good. This could be good. Like, there's a lot of like hype in a trailer. It's talking about like, it's the best horror movie. But I feel like every horror movie that this year has done this is the scariest movie in 20 years thing. Like, a witch was saying like, it's the scariest movie in 20 years, and Don't Breathe is the scariest movie in 20 years.
Okay, here's what they do with those little quote episodes.
Yeah.
Because say a reviewer could say something like, "This is definitely not the scariest movie in 20 years," but then what the movie will do, they will just take the scariest movie in 20 years.
That's true. They do just do that, especially when you
Yeah.
see the ... scariest movie in 20 years. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. So they'll pick and choose what they want. So they could take something from a horrible review that just out of context looks like something good.
Also, you have like a lot of like little web horror movie websites these days. So where before it was like, the New Yorker said this film is exquisite, or Variety said this film will change your life. Now it's like JoeBlow.com said this movie's the scariest thing I've ever seen, or
So,
Hamish and Andy said this is cool. Like it's some bullshit now.
Any movie actually worth a damn will still take their quotes from like real. what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Yeah, it'll be like Empire magazine, so this is the greatest thing. But like a bullshit movie will be like, oh, the schmo's nose said it was all right.
Yeah, exactly. So
Even though I do trust those guys to review pretty like objectively.
yeah. So
Or
that's a
objectively,
little
really.
tidbit about those little quote things they have in. I don't know. It seems like it's good at building tension. A lot of tension in the trailer. And I will admit that bit where the chick was crawling through the tunnel, I got so fucking claustrophobic.
I think I was looking forward to this more when it was just called The Woods. Now that it's like, oh, it's the Blair Witch, I'm like, I guess.
See, that's the thing. Once I realized it was like Blair Witch and it's not just something totally new and cool, I was like, oh god, okay. That's
Like maybe if like it wasn't until I got into the theater I realized it was a Blair Witch thing, then I would have been like, wow, this is amazing. Way to fucking pull one right over me. That's so cool. But for them to reveal before, where it's like it was just being marketed as The Woods, and then you get in, you're like, whoa, that would have been great. But I still did like this movie is something completely different to what I thought it was. In that moment, I was like, oh, that's cool. But afterwards, I'm like, either don't do that or don't reveal it right up until I'm in the theater.
So I feel like that's a problem that we get a lot these days, where the filmmakers, they reveal too much before we get into the movie.
Yeah, I don't need anything too much revealed to me. Like the trailer for The Arrival, like that's the only trailer I really need to see. Same with like I've seen like 2 trailers for Rogue One. That's all I needed to see. I don't need to see a second one just because I'm greedy. Like I'm gonna see the film. Like I don't need to see anything more.
Definitely.
But I think I'm not quite at that hardline stage where like there's people who, like I don't watch trailers. I don't like want to know what's going on until like I hear a film's coming out and that's it. Like I'm not quite there because I'm like I've still enjoyed movies from seeing like the trailer and then going in and being like, oh, surprised. But like I don't need the whole thing explained to me.
Also, we have a podcast.
Yeah, also have a podcast. So we have to talk about at least some of this shit. But yeah, like I don't mind seeing a trailer. Trailer's fine. Like a good trailer is sometimes even more enjoyable than the film. Like Man of Steel trailer is way more enjoyable than the film. The second Batman v Superman trailer is way more enjoyable than the film. Suicide Squad trailer, more enjoyable than the film. What I'm saying is Warner Brothers makes really good trailers, not so great films.
We got to earn that Marvel money they're giving us.
I gotta get that Marvel money. Although I will say Marvel does do some good trailers. That Doctor Strange trailer, boy, so good. Yes, Queen. Oh, actually, there was some, apparently the Broad City chicks. They found out there was an Australian town called Yass, and they're like, oh, "We're this."
Yes. And have you seen the thing like I meant? Because you know how on that highway there, because you've obviously been on that highway, right?
Yeah.
And it's like got the McDonald's signs, and it's just got the McDonald's M, then ass. Yes. So it's like
my ass.
Yes, or my ass. And I never thought of it till the Americans got a hold of it. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my god, it does say my ass.
Australia is a weird country. We have some weird, fucked up places. All right, speaking of fucked up places, wherever this film 31 is set, looks like a fucked up place. Now, have you ever seen like a Rob Zombie film?
I've seen half of a Rob Zombie film before I opted out.
That's about the much like you should see. Like, unless you're like crazy big fan of him, like I like his music in small doses, but actually I feel like I've seen him live twice. Oh my god, I have. Goddamn Soundwave. Just because all these people like show up like every other year, at least when that was a thing. I'd see these bands that like I only sort of know, and I'd be like, oh yeah. Like people are like, oh man, I'm such a big fan of Rob Zombie. Oh, I wish I could see him live. I'm like, oh, I've seen him live twice. I don't give a fuck about him. It's like, ah! It's like,
yeah, he's not really on my radar much. Even though I actually have seen him live too. I stayed there for like 4 songs while waiting for something else to start.
He's not bad. He's all right.
Anyway, yeah, the one that I saw half of was actually, what's it called? Like House of a Thousand...
Oh, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, and it's meant to be like one of his fucking worst ones.
His best one, I think, is The Devil's Rejects. That's a real good one.
Yeah, well, I saw half of House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, you know what?
Oh, I've seen his Halloween remake. It's okay. Like, it's not as good as the actual like original Halloween. That's like got some great tension there. But you know, as it had some nice concepts in it that I enjoyed.
Yeah, so what do you think of this new one, which is called 31?
I feel like I'd seen bits of this trailer before in like a fan trailer for like a Batman film, because they'd use some of the clips like, here's like the Joker. Like, I was like, oh. So I was thinking watching it's like, man, Rob Zombie could do a really cool kind of fucked up Joker movie.
True.
That would be interesting to see. Outside of that, it was just kind of like, some more clowns. All right, Rob Zombie, we get it. You like clowns. You think they're fucked up, and you want everyone to know. Maybe I'll see it if like we get drunk with Jesse, and he's like, "Hey, have you seen this Rob Zombie film?" We're like, "No, put it on. Why not?"
Jesus.
That's the only context I can feel myself actually going out of my way to see it, because
Just everything in it feels needless.
just like cool. It's like it's like seeing video of like a haunted house kind of thing. Like, you know, those things in America where people will put on like scare houses. It feels like a movie version of that.
And some of those scare houses are like so insane. I remember I watched a couple of videos about this one horror house, which is like, it's the worst one ever, and they make you sign waivers before you go in, and it's
I have no idea why people would do that. Like, I would never go to one of those. I go to like a dumb one just to be like, this is kind of dumb. All right,
yeah,
I can appreciate the effort put into it, but it's kind of dumb. Yeah,
so I'd go to like a medium level one. Like, I'd like to go to one that's kind of scary, where people actually try to jump out and legitimately try to scare.
Oh, one of those like universal, like here's the Walking Dead kind of thing. I'd go to one of those.
Yeah, but you know, this one that I'm talking about is literally like
I feel like I've seen the video of it. Like, they tie you up, they like spray you with like fake blood, and they're like screaming at you, and it's like,
yeah, they make you eat like bugs and shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I wouldn't do that.
And I don't use "and shit" as an expression. Like, they literally make you eat shit.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. That's for like some people who are really into like masochism.
I was watching a video, like I'd watch the video of this, like I did, but I'd never go there.
Yeah.
And the one thing that really took me out of it is that a guy in a Corey Taylor mask from Slipknot showed up. Like, that really took me out of the experience.
Do you ever read like the comment section for Metal Hammer? Like, every time they post a story, it's always like, yeah, but what does Corey Taylor think of this? I feel like that if it's like, wow, I'm having a terrible time, but what does Corey Taylor think of this?
Exactly. And like, Corey Taylor, it was meant to be like really scary, and like, you know, for people who don't know who he is,
it's like, oh yeah, I guess it's a scary mask. As soon as you see it, it's like, hey, what's up, Corey? What are you doing here? Yeah. And tough times at Slipknot, hey? Need to take a side job? I understand. That book ain't selling as well as you thought it would.
It wasn't even one of his scarier masks, too. It was the masks that he wore in the freaking All Hope Is Gone album era. It's kind of just like a grey mask.
Oh, yeah. He's got scarier masks. Like, his most current one is pretty, like, freaky.
Yeah, most current one's got a weird jaw and whatever. It's kind of creepy.
What's the one where it's like got like a circle around his eye? The one that Jesse has. I know we talk about this guy who's like, he's been on the podcast twice. If you're a fan of the podcast, you'll know who he is.
Yeah, he's our friend. He's cool.
Yeah,
he has good opinions on things.
Yeah, but he has that one of those Corey Taylor masks with like the eye. Which album's that from? That's like,
I honestly don't know which mask he has. I know he has one, but I'm having trouble.
It's like a white one.
Maybe
I don't know.
The Iowa mask.
It might be the Iowa mask. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Or the Subliminal Verses. I know Subliminal Verses is Jesse's favorite album by them. I'm literally googling Corey Taylor mask.
All right. While you're doing that, let's talk a little bit about GOAT. Or is it GOAT or Greatest of All Time? I'm not entirely certain.
No.
Like, I was thinking it was called Greatest of All Time right up until the end of the trailer. With
yeah.
And then you gotta fuck a goat. I'm like, is that what this film is about? That one scene where they might have to fuck a goat? Okay.
Yeah. No, I've got the mask Jesse has, and the one with the circle around the eye is the fucking All Hope He's Gone mask.
Ah, well, there you go.
It's grey with the circle around the eye. Yeah, that's the one they were wearing in the horror.
Oh yeah, well, I think that's the most common one. So
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say
they
that.
change masks every album, but they're all very similar.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's not its scariest, but it's like I feel like it's the most iconic, maybe.
Oh, the one. I like the one in Volume 3 where it's like kind of fucking sewn up everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
that's a good mask.
Let's move on from that.
Yes, let's move on. GOAT.
Oh, this movie. Oh god.
I don't know what to think of it. Like, I'm watching this feeling like, man, fuck going to university in America. Fuck being in a frat house. That looks like the worst fucking time. Yeah, they get some parties and there's some, promiscuous ladies, sure. but the amount of bullshit you gotta get through to get to the promiscuous ladies.
The fact that you're calling them promiscuous ladies really shows how into the party scene we are.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I went to like a crazy party. Like every time I think I'm going like, oh man, I'm gonna go to a party, it ends up just like, no, this isn't a party. This is a gathering. This is a bunch of like 10 people sitting around watching Rick and Morty. I haven't been to a party in quite some time.
See, the last party I had was actually back in 2013, the place I was living with a guy, and it kind of turned into a weird bondage orgy halfway through. I'm like, this isn't my house. Why am I letting this happen? What the fuck is happening here? How did I allow this to happen?
Oh, no, wait, no. The last, like, party I went to was, like, it was a bunch of people who were, like, they're kind of, I don't know what's the best way to describe it, but, they're people like, oh, I'm transgender and I'm polyamorous, all that kind of thing. They're, like, kind of out there stuff, like, it's not good on them, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I went to that and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is kind of a party. It's a bit like for how like out there and like weird these people proposed to be. Like, it ended up being pretty normal. But there was probably the last time there was like, I guess this is a party. Like, it just qualifies as a party kind of a thing. Outside of that, it would have been like university. Maybe one of like a proddy party or something.
I remember back in May when I was in Wog, we went to a party that was meant to be a party, but it ended up being a party.
Yeah, that was not a party at all.
It just ended up being us and two people. It was actually so fucking funny because the guy we knew invited us to it, and we didn't know. We were just given the address. We kind of assumed it was his house, didn't we? We just kind of rocked up there. We were the first ones there. We didn't expect to be.
No,
we were. And it was like a guy we didn't know, like, where this person's
we are
like,
these people. Like, do you want to play Cards Against Humanity? It's like,
no, we were playing Uno.
We're playing Uno. Fuck you, we were. It was like, this isn't a party at all. Like, I've come
for like an hour. We were playing Uno with two people we'd never met before in their fucking house.
And I don't mind playing card games. Like, if that's where like I know I'm going to do it, I was like, hey, come play some Uno and Cards Against Humanity. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll come and do that. But like, I was promised a party, damn it.
Yeah. Then everyone else showed up. I'm like, yeah, there's enough people to be a party. And we played Cards Against Humanity for like half an hour. And they're like, oh yeah, let's go to the pub. I'm like, but party.
No,
and we bought like a whole slab for the two of us to drink.
And
they're like, oh, let's go out to the pub. And you and me are like, let's not go to the pub.
Yeah,
let's go anywhere but the pub.
Go. I still have all these drinks I want to drink first. Fuck. So yeah.
Anyway, we got off topic.
Anyway, partying. Like, James Franco's in it. That's the GOAT.
Freaking Nick Jonas.
Oh yeah, he is
the
in
guy
this.
who freaking wore Purity Band or Purity Ring, whatever the fuck they're called. He's in this movie.
Is in Fuck Party the movie. God damn.
Yeah, I saw a comment on the video on YouTube for this movie, which just sums it up. American education. This is what your parents are paying for. The movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ridiculousness. I don't know why any. The only good thing about college hazing rituals is when they make cool porns about it where 5 chicks end up fucking each other.
Okay, Brett. I guess we know more about you now.
As if we haven't talked about this before.
Probably. I mean,
we're men. We're disgusting. We
are pretty
porn.
disgusting. We have talked about some weird shit before. I guess that's the podcast. We're gonna do some recommendations and then we'll sign off, and you can tune out here if you want to. I mean, I don't know. The rest is just
listen to what we have to say.
All right, so recommendations. Brett, what are you watching at the moment?
Oh, I've watched a couple of movies. As I said, I watched Chronicle. It was pretty good. I also watched the Planet Hulk animated film because it kind of showed up on my Netflix, and I thought, why not?
Oh yeah, what'd you think? You can compare it to what you've been reading. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh well, as far as adaptions go, it was a pretty good adaptation. Like, they left out a lot of things, and I don't know why they felt the need to swap out Silver Surfer for that Asgardian dude whose name I can't remember.
Beta Ray Bill.
Is that the one that's kind of like
Horseface 4?
Yeah,
Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, well, they swapped out Silver Surfer for him, which I didn't understand why, but it was a thing that happened.
He was popular at the time, maybe. I don't know.
See, that's my only real proper complaint about the movie. It's like, I don't know why they needed to swap out Silver Surfer for him, because I personally really like Silver Surfer. He's one of my favorites.
I would like to see him show up in something again. Like, I feel like he's an interesting character, and he isn't even really in the comics that much at the moment. At least not the ones I'm reading. Maybe I need to be reading more of the cosmic stuff, but he doesn't even have like his own issue at the moment. I feel like I'd like to read some Silver Surfer stuff. What's he up to?
Yeah, apparently he's just chilling.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Atlanta, Childish Gambino's new show. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of chill. It's kind of weird. It kind of just throws you into the mix straight away. I don't know. There are parts that I'm kind of like, oh, great, another black show about hip hop and stuff. But like, it's not. Well, like something like Empire, where I was saying like, oh, every black person should be watching Empire, and I watched that, and it's like, this show's dumb. I don't like it. This one's a bit more clever, and like it's shot pretty well, and the music, for that kind of like modern rap music is pretty good, and there are a lot of funny moments in it. So, and there was one moment that was like got like pretty serious and like dark, and I was like, oh, this show has something to say. This is actually clever. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It's kind of interesting if you're into that kind of Louis C.K. And Childish. If you like Louis C.K. and Childish Gambino, and you wish there was a way to combine the two, Atlanta. There you go.
Wow. Okay, that's probably a good explanation. We've both been watching Narcos. We'll probably come out with a review on it next week.
That will be next week. Yeah, we were thinking maybe this week, but it's dense and it takes a while to watch. So
as we said last time, like, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's more something to its credit.
Yeah, you need like a while to process some of these episodes.
Yeah, you can't watch 2 episodes in a row. You got to watch it, then you kind of got to process what just happened. You got to think about it. So you can't binge watch this show.
No, you cannot. So yeah, that'll be next week. But until then, I feel like that's all I've really been like reading. So let's get into some plugs. Brett, where can people find us to listen?
They can find us anywhere. First of all, there's Facebook. We post on that most often. Our lovely Aiden. He does.
Yes.
He's very great at keeping up posting there.
I keep us updated with all the goings on in the world of news that doesn't really matter.
Yes, the link to that is facebook.com/PCMR podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're also on Twitter at PCMR podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us tweeting there sometimes when we can be bothered to log in.
Mm-hmm.
We both have our own personal Twitters. I'm at meman125, spelled how it sounds. What's
I
yours,
am at
Aiden?
Aiden's Vlog, AIDANSVLOG. You can also email us. We're at PCMRpodcast@gmail.com. Also, you're thinking, hey, that's a lot of stuff. Well, go to our website. It's all there. One easy, simple, clicky thing. Go to PCMRpodcast.net. That has our audio, which links to our iTunes, which you can go and subscribe. Give us some 5 stars. That really helps us out, bumps us up in the ratings, lets other people know that our show exists. Also, go to YouTube. We post all our stuff there. We're going to be posting some videos soon, I think.
Yeah.
They're ramping up.
We'll get there. We'll
get there. Also, you can also check out our Instagram, which I've been trying to keep up with. We're getting some all right interaction with it. It's kind of a fun little experiment. It's something to do when I'm kind of a little bit bored. You can check out my comedy page, Ada Mungai Comedian. That's on Facebook as well. I'm going to be posting my latest set that I did at some point. I didn't film it, but a guy who was there filmed it, and he's going to be getting me some footage of that at some point in the future.
Ah, fantastic.
So, yeah, that should be up there. Or you can watch my last 2 sets that I did. It's, it's open mic shit, so you might like it, you might not. Brett seems to think it's funny, and other people seem to think it's funny. So
I showed my boss at work.
Did they find it funny?
Yeah, she found it funny.
Oh, yeah. Were they being polite, or were they just kind of like, yeah, that's funny?
No, because basically what it was last Thursday in the middle of the day. I just came in because she'd got fucked over lunch. And I was like, I'll help you out with some prep work for a few hours, even though I'm not meant to be here. And we're just chatting as we do. I was just like, oh, yeah, my best friend does comedy. She was like, oh, is he any good? I'm like, oh, I think he is. So I just pulled out my phone and gave it to her, and she listened to it while she worked. And I heard her laughing.
Which one did you show her?
The first one.
Oh, yeah. No, that's good.
The one about, like... She really liked the joke about it's harder to find a job in Wagga than it is to whatever.
Harder to find a joke in Wagga than it is to not have an ice addiction or a teenage pregnancy. Just some ribbons.
Yeah, she really liked that one.
Smacking them ribs. You can find that there. Hopefully I'll be doing some more stuff later in the year. We'll see. I'm kind of just taking it as it comes at the moment, trying to get some context. Hopefully I'm hoping to do like at least one thing not in Wagga by the end of the year, so maybe Canberra, Melbourne. I'll hit up somewhere, and then maybe next year try and get someone to pay me to do this bullshit, because that'd be nice.
Maybe.
But we'll see how that goes. Until then, I have been Aiden. Will continue to be, I guess.
Yes, I have and always will be Brett.
And you've been listening to the PCMR podcast. Next week, we'll be talking about Plata o Plomo, Narcos Season 2.
Yeah. I really feel like it's helped me learn Spanish.
It's been a pretty educational experience. Until then, farewell. Goodbye.
What are you doing? Stop recording when I tell you to, man.